trust your gut, check your surroundings, okay? If you don't remember anything from this video, trust your gut, check your surroundings. Ever and ever. Hey, y'all remember when I said my credit score went up? Did you hear that?
That's the sound of the price going up.
What's up, y'all? My name is Kinkykeeeks, aka Keeks, aka Kiki, and I'm back with another video. Blah, 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 blah. Subscribe if you want. Okay, let's get into the video. Today, I'm telling you guys about how to travel alone. If you have not already seen my Madrid, Barcelona, my Spain vlogs, those will swipe out right there. So go ahead and check those out after this video. But a lot of y'all were asking me how I traveled alone, so I decided to go ahead and make a video for y'all. Number one, if you have never gone anywhere by yourself, then I would say start off going to a restaurant by yourself, going to the movies by yourself. Once you get comfortable being by yourself, then this will be a breeze. I wouldn't say go out on a limb and travel alone if you've never practiced being alone, but hey, it works for some people. But if you want to get comfortable being alone, then you have to actually practice being alone. Number two, make sure you do your research on where you're going. For example, if you're going to Dubai, then make sure that you're looking up how to dress at certain places, what the weather is going to be like, how to act in certain places, so you're not looking like the outsider. And when you're looking like the outsider, then sometimes that draws attention, unnecessary attention. I actually added myself to a group called Girls Who Love to Travel or something like that. And I reached out to all of the women on there. There are so many women on there. They give you ideas of what to do while you're in that place. They give you tips and tricks and stuff like that wherever you're going, things to keep in mind. So I would say go on Facebook because it is a lot of help. Oh, one other thing about research is make sure that you research like the smallest stuff. Let me tell you guys a real quick story. So when I went to Spain, I didn't know that they had different outlets than America. And so when I got to Spain, I couldn't charge my phone. Thank goodness I had a portable charger to help me out until I was able to go to a store and get something. But make sure that you're looking that information up too, because it's the smallest stuff that you be like, what? Like when you get there, you're like, oh snaps, and you have to adapt. Number three, make sure that you set up an itinerary. I remember we watched this movie back in college about a guy who was traveling all by himself, and he ended up getting a rock or something stuck on his hand or something like that, you know, but no one knew where he was. If you're traveling alone, make sure someone knows where you are. This is even if you're living in a city by yourself. Make sure that one of your friends or family have your location at all times. I typed up an itinerary for myself for Spain, and so I literally wrote down my airline, where I was gonna be that day, all the places that I wanted to go see that day. I wrote down my hotel information. I wrote down everything basically that my family needed to figure out if I go missing, then I could possibly be at one of these places. So I made sure to write down all the information that my family needed, and it also helped them, you know, relax a little bit because they were stressed that your girl was out in the country by herself. But hey, if you plan loosely, like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, touch 2 or 3 places today and then go from there, then you can always fill in stuff. But don't plan way too tightly or else you're gonna be like, wow, stressed. And you don't want to be stressed on your trip. Now, if you are a part of one of those families that have a lot of anxiety about you leaving out of the country by yourself or going to another state by yourself, honestly, my advice for you is to, if you're over 18, and also if you're financially independent, because there's so much that gets played into this. But if you're financially independent and you're over 18, I would say take what your family has to say into consideration. It's hard because you don't want their anxiety to rub off on you. You don't want to start worrying about things that they worry about. So it's super hard. But honestly, if you really want to do it and you feel like you're ready for it, then go ahead and make it happen. At the end of the day, you are an adult and you are in control of your life. So take the necessary precautions to actually make them feel a little bit safe with you leaving the country, like an itinerary, and also sharing your location, and also calling in at the end of the night and throughout the day. But at the end of the day, like, it's your life, go live it, like, go do what makes you happy. And so I'm all for you doing what makes you happy. Number 4, when you're on your trip, make sure you're asking for help from trusted people. And you're probably like, how do you ask for help when you've never ever been in this country before? I would ask somebody in the area, like at a store or something that works there, like, oh, what do you suggest I do? Or if you're a little lost, you could ask them, hey, where is the train? Where's the metro? Whatever, something like that. Make sure that you're asking for help with the people around you. Also check their vibes. Like, make sure you're not going up to somebody super sketchy and you're asking them, and you know, that could just go horribly wrong. My first night in Madrid, I didn't even add this in my vlog, so this is a little sneak peek for y'all. But my first night, I decided to go on Instagram. I typed in my location, which was Madrid, Spain, and I looked through the pictures. Now, me being a black girl, of course, I'm gonna look for a black girl to see if she posted anywhere, anything in Madrid. So I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling, and finally I see a black girl. She actually has a YouTube channel as well. And so I reached out to her. I told her a little bit about my situation. I was just like, hey, like, I'm a black girl from the States. And mind you, she's actually from the States as well. But I was just like, it would be nice if we could hang out, if we could go to this place together. She was studying abroad, so it was just, I don't know, it just worked out perfectly. I reached out to her. We actually were in the same place at the same time, but we never actually met up. But that is also a route that you can go if you feel comfortable, if you feel like someone's trustworthy. Be cautious, of course, but that actually worked out pretty well for me. We just missed each other in passing. And I would say that in general, make sure that you're trusting your gut. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. But ultimately, your gut is your intuition, so trust it. But also realize the difference between your gut and fear. So, boom, keep that in mind. Number 5, do not rely on your phone. I cannot stress this enough. There were so many times when I was in Spain that I did not have service, that I did not have Wi-Fi. And so I couldn't rely on my phone to translate anything. I couldn't rely on my phone to give directions. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all, I literally mapped out everything, printed it out, put it in my itinerary, just in case I did lose my phone. I also brought me a backup charger to make sure that you're doing that. I also couldn't rely on my phone for Uber when I was out of the country. And so also make sure that Uber, you know, if you are taking Uber, that it actually works where you are. Figure out how to call a taxi. Number 6, always group yourself. If you're traveling alone, make sure that you're always putting yourself in a group. This is actually some advice that I got from my goddad, if you want to call him that. Shout out to you, Ricky. He told me to make sure that I'm always grouping myself. If I'm asking for directions somewhere, if I am by myself and I'm just like, oh, my boyfriend's over there, I will literally walk up to a random person and ask them to be my boyfriend if that means that I will be safe. So if you have to go that far, go that far. But always group yourself when you're asking for directions. Always group yourself when you're walking with people. Don't walk too far away. Don't walk too close to them, you know, where you're freaking them out. Number 7, have backup photos for everything. When I say everything, everything. When I printed out my itinerary and stuff like that for myself, then I actually printed out a copy of my passport and my credit card information. I kept that in the hotel room with me or on me at all times. I also took pictures of my credit card. I took pictures of my passport and my ID just in case. Like, you never know what can happen. So if you have all of those things on you in a safe place, and if something goes wrong, then you always have that to go back to. Number 8, make sure that you are checking your surroundings at every single point. Every single establishment that I went into, I made sure that I knew where the nearest exit route was. Period. That's in the hotel, that's in any restaurant, that's in any building I was in. I've always made sure that I figured out the fire exits, the escape routes, all of that stuff. So make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings and trusting your gut. I cannot stress that enough, because at the end of the day, you have yourself. You're literally relying on yourself. You just can't call your family members and be like, hey, take a flight out here, I'm in trouble. No, you gotta put your big girl panties on, and you got to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, where to go. Trust your gut, check your surroundings, okay? If you don't remember anything from this video, trust your gut, check your surroundings. I kept mace on me at all times. When I was up walking at 6 a.m. to make sure I got to wherever I needed to go, I think I was going to Park Well, and I kept the mace on my finger, ready to spray at all times, the whole time I was walking. And that's just, you know, that's just me, could be me being paranoid, but it is what it is. I felt safe. So number 9, be free and have fun. Make sure that you're being in the moment. Be present, y'all. When you are out on your trip, be present. This is for life. I work with gifted and vulnerable adults, and one of my residents passed away, and she always told us to smell the roses. But she'd always made sure that she was able to sit there and be present. And that's one thing that I learned and that I always am going to take with me, to always smell the roses, to be present. Sometimes you don't need your phone. Let your senses just be free. Like what it smells like, you know, what you're hearing, what it feels like. Just, y'all, smell the roses, be present. This is every day in life, but especially on your trip. You don't want to forget anything about your trip. Yes, y'all, be present. Smell the roses, as my resident would say. 10. Take hella pics. Take hella pics. Take hella pics. Of course you can be present, but make sure that you're also taking pics so that you can actually look back at that moment. And it's even better if you take live pictures, so you can hold the picture down. You can actually like see what happened before you were taking the picture. Like, I don't know, I love that. So make sure that you're taking pictures and you're documenting things. When you ask a stranger to take your picture, y'all, make sure that you're confident, that you're being confident, because I don't regret a lot of things, but one thing that I do regret while being in Spain is not being completely confident when strangers took my photos. Like, I was just like all shy, like didn't want to be my extra self, and so the pictures always turned out corny. But be yourself. Like, let your personality shine through your pictures no matter where you are. The last thing that I have for y'all is to reflect. Reflect, reflect. This also goes hand in hand with being in the moment. Make sure that you have some type of journal. If you're vlogging, make sure that you have the camera going. There were a few scenes in my Spain vlog where I just forgot about the camera, felt relaxed. And I was just taking it in, but I also got it on camera, which was amazing. Of course, the camera was rolling for a little bit longer than necessary, but I was able to capture some of those moments where I was being present, while I was completely being myself, where I was just taking in everything. So that's the last thing that I would say for you guys, to make sure that you're reflecting so you don't forget about anything that happened where you are. And that's, you know, that's really good to do on a daily basis, is journaling and reflecting on your day, whether you meditate or you write down your stuff. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Those are all of the tips that I have for you guys if you want to travel alone. So if you like the video, go ahead and thumbs up it. If you want to hear more stuff, then go ahead and put that in the comments. If you haven't already, like I said, check out my Spain vlog. I have 3 of them things. I have 3 videos of me being in Spain, and that's between Madrid and Barcelona. So make sure that you check those out, y'all. Click that bell notification so you are notified every single time that I post a video. I haven't been posting as regularly as I used to, just because I started my own business. I'll actually be having videos on my channel about how to be an entrepreneur, so check those out. But just know great things are coming. I say that all the time, but great things are coming. And so I appreciate you guys for being patient and for tuning in every single video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.